Hi, my sweet viewer. Today I want to speculate about death. I- I'm. I don't know if you can hear the wash machine. It's finished. um, about death. I decided to make this video like 2 days ago, I think, after I had a video call with my grandmother. For those who don't know, I'm Brazilian. My family is in Brazil. I'm in Europe. And we can start by that, actually, because I have a very old family. My father is older than 70 years old. My grandmother, she is 92, I think. My mom is okay. She's like 60, 60s. But like my family in general is not so young. And this is something that I always felt during my childhood. I always had this feeling that I need to do things fast and that my father would die before I get married or before I graduate in university, or I don't know. I kept thinking what my father, especially because he's old, his father, what he would see of my life. And in another way, my grandmother, she's very healthy, and that's why she's so old right now. Because she always had very good habits, eating very well, walking, staying active, and having like talking to people and everything, planting. And now she's old. And when I came to Europe like 3 years ago, and I decided to stay because I came just for a university exchange of 1 year, and then in the middle of it I said like, hey family, I want to stay here. The first thing that they said, like the first thing that my father said was like, I'm old, I'm gonna die. and and my grandmother was always also sad, and my mother was also sad, and like after with time they accepted that I need to live my life too, and I cannot postpone to discover the world, because at some point they are gonna die. And at the same time, this is also hard, because it's true that I'm missing like my grandmother getting old, and my father getting old, and my mother getting old. And the 3 last months was kind of very related to that, because I go once a year to Brazil, exactly to see my family and to pass time with them. And the last time that I was there was in July last year. And by November or December, I'm not sure, like, or even October, I don't know, like 3 months after that, I think, I don't remember exactly what it was. I think my grandmother felt, or we discovered that she was with anemia. It's like very low iron in her body. I don't know if it is this name in English, but she is with lack of iron because her body is not producing it well. And from like end of last year to now, so much happened. It seems that she got old like years in such a small amount of time. I think she felt, meanwhile, because of that, she started to do a lot of exams, and we don't know what is the problem. It could be a cancer or something related, and she is now like, she stopped walking because of that, and now she's in a wheelchair chair wheel, I think, because she cannot walk anymore. Right now she's very weak in a way. Like now in 5 months she start needing people to be with her all the time, and to shower her, and to change her underwear, and to go to the toilet, and to eat. She couldn't eat by herself. Like now she can again. She's like eating by herself, but she's very weak still. She got better a little bit right now. But like all the last calls that I tried to talk with her, she couldn't even speak with me. She was like only in a plant mode, kind of very, very tired, and couldn't like put words together to create sentence. And it was very shocking because like, and here's how the subject dealing with death comes, because for the last years, since COVID almost, and after, since I came to Europe, like my grandmother started to lose memory and having hallucinations, kind of. And I think like last time that I went to Brazil, we walked in the, I think it was not the last time, I think it was the first time that after I came back to Brazil, like after my first year in Europe, I came back to Brazil, and I met her, and then we went to the beach, to Copacabana, to walk, and she was like, "Are you liking the city? Is your first time here?" and and It was not my intention to cry in the middle of the video. Yeah, it was hard because she was like, sometimes she was forgetting everything, like forgetting where she was, that she was in her house, forgetting who I am, forgetting who my mother and is. Oh my god, forgetting who my mother is. And forgetting everything, like, but not all the time, but sometimes. So for the last 3-4 years, I have been dealing with the memory going away. And my grandmother, as I know, going away. And this is an interesting process because at the same time that we know that this gonna happen at a moment, it's still hard because it demands a lot of internal feelings administration, sentiment managing, to slowly accept that she's going and it's okay. And in the last 3 months was very like stronger because it was not only like a memory thing, it was not only dealing with the fact that she can forget who am I, but also the fact that her body is dying. And my mother sent me like a photo of her in the chair wheel. And even if she was like smiling, and I think it was a positive thing because my mother sent me because now she can be outside the bed, something that she couldn't before. Seeing a photo of my grandmother in the chair is also like impactful in the sense that this is the reality right now. And this touch very hard. I don't know if it's only for me. I don't think so. I think it's a human thing. Like the fear of losing things. The fear of of um of of death. Like not only physical death but metaphorical death, like realizing that my grandmother is in this way right now and this is the reality, even if I pass my whole life like with an image of her as a very healthy and strong woman. And the same thing is going to happen with my father at some point. he already forgets some things too. But he's very afraid of death. So he do everything that he can to not die and to extend his life the most that he can. And in another side, me too. I'm very afraid of death, and we can talk that in another video maybe. but this is something that like I feel since I am a kid. I was a 11 years old kid, very afraid of death. And now I'm a 25 years old woman, still afraid of death. I was terrified, and sometimes I'm terrified too. My own death, especially. But also, anyway, and this is very funny because I love plants. I love nature. I love working with nature as an artist, as a person, and life demands death. I think it's something that I really need and I want to learn to deal with. I really want to be more chill with that. And I did a lot of internal work, but I don't have an answer. Like, it's very easy to just arrive here to someone that's watching this video because it's interesting in the subject, how to deal with that. Like, I cannot just say you and me to accept, even if that might be the answer. I think it's complex because in a part of our bodies as humans, and like not only humans, as living beings, we want to survive. We want to be alive. And in another part, we know that we can't forever. And I think it's not so like just accept it, you're gonna die. Like, I know, I accept it. I accept it. I know that I'm going to die, but this doesn't make me less terrified. And I think it's easier in a way for me to deal with the death that people that are not me, they are not myself, as my grandmother. But in a certain way, it's still very hard. Friday, me and my boyfriend, we are going to Berlin to the funeral of his grandfather. His grandfather, not grandparent, grandfather. And I think everything's collide in the subject because he's also like it was very fast for him too. Like, his grandfather was not so old. It was way younger than my grandmother. And it was also very fast, like in the sense it was faster, of course. He had a problem, and like in 3-4 months, like since the beginning of the year, there was problems and exams trying to find the solution, and he died. Sometimes I feel like dumb because I'm so afraid of that, and because it touched me so hard, because at the end I know there is something normal of life. But in another way, I also know that it's hard for everybody. Like, I truly believe that humans invented technology like started wanting to control the nature, to create safety, and to control the conditions of life so it can live longer. It can live longer and not die. I think like humanity is afraid of death. And that's why you, me, and everybody else need to learn how to deal with death. And as I said, I have no real answer. The only answer that I have for the moment is the way that I choose to live my life, which is to enjoy the most of my life while I am alive. And maybe we can use that for people that we love too, and for people that are dying. Enjoy the most that we can of your time, of our time together. I don't know if this sentence is correct. Enjoy the most the time that we have together. Yes. I also try to think how she's suffering in a way, like how her body is literally going, and that means that it's time to go. Like I don't have this problem of seeing her dying and wanting her to stay here forever, because I see that she's not enjoying life and living as she was during her whole life. She's in a situation which is not so good, and at some point it needs to be finished. This moment, like watching people suffering because they are dying and just wanting that they die so they stop suffering. I think it makes part of dealing with that too, death too. And in some way maybe keeping the illusion, like it's very strange for me thinking that the grandfather of my boyfriend is not in the world anymore. But I think I would just I don't know, the more that I remember that, the more it becomes normal. And it would be the same thing for my grandmother. And I'm very excited to pass some time with her when I go to Brazil this year. Yeah, I have no answers, guys. No really real answers. But if you have if you have a perspective, an advice, or an answer of how suffering less with death, please share with me. I would love to know. Stay safe and enjoy your life. Bye.